All right, we are back with the 26 days of self love embarkment, journey, excursion, basically anything but a challenge. So with day one, we have done our 30-minute walk. Day two, we did our intentional bath. Day three, we did our gratitude mind dump. Day four, we cleaned it and organized our purse. And yesterday, we dressed up. So I hope you dressing up really made you feel good yesterday. And, really what it all boils down to at the end of the day is like stop saving things for a special occasion. Today is a special occasion. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment's right now. So that leads us into our next day. So, um, day five, our or excuse me, day six, our childhood self letter. So, with this one, it is such a healing thing that you can do for yourself. And I won't lie, it can feel very, very heavy at first, depending on, what your childhood was like. If it was very traumatic and you went through a lot of things as a young child, it may feel really heavy at first, but it will be so beautiful when you're done. So I will say this is probably one of the harder things on this embarkment, this 26-day embarkment, because, you're bringing up old feelings and that can feel traumatic or, it can feel really overwhelming. So make sure that you're in a safe place, but also make sure that, if you think by the end of this, you're going to need access to your therapist or somebody, um, that you can talk to, whether it's your sibling, somebody who went through things similar, your parent, whatever, make sure you're able to do that. But send your that inner child so much love. That's the point of this. If you had to grow up and suppress your feelings or couldn't have loud feelings, you may not be comfortable sharing your voice. And by writing this letter to yourself, are you letting yourself know you're safe to share your voice now, right? If you had to suppress a lot of your feelings as a kid, you may have anxiety or depression. But childhood trauma can show up in everyday life. It's crazy to think that, everything we know today, we essentially learned from our childhood. It's really scary, even a little bit, to think about that. So, once you do this childhood letter and write that letter to your inner child, hug yourself so tight. Your mom or your dad may not have hugged you tight or may not have showed you enough love, but like at this point, you are an adult and you're a grown up and you can show it to yourself. You can send yourself that love that you need. So, my personal favorite thing to do when I'm feeling like real, just like I need to show inner baby Shelby more love, I always get my childhood blanket. And it usually turns into like a few days of sitting with the blanket, but I always I have this Bugs Bunny blanket that I've had since I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I just will sit there with it. And then obviously I love watching, movies that I used to watch when I was a kid or that me and my brother grew up watching. So, um, you know, do something find something that you love to do as a child today, you know, whether that's watch cartoons or, watch cartoons and eat cereal, cuddle up with your blanket, play Barbies, be outside. If you like me personally, when I was younger, I absolutely love there's many things I loved, but I loved going in nature, being by creeks and lost in forests, finding bones and wondering what animals they belong to. That was like one of my favorite things. But whatever you love to do when you were younger, do that today. It's really, and it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It could be something super simple. Like I used to also love, for instance, like I thought I would be a fashion designer, so I would just draw pictures of dresses and shoes and purses that were so pretty to me. I also love playing Sims. So, things like that take you back to your childhood. Do something like that today. The reason why this one is so good is it really helps with reflection and self-awareness. So when you write a letter to your younger self, it allows you to reflect on your past and those past experiences, and really helps you grow through it. And it helps you gain a deeper understanding of who you are today and why you tick the way you tick, or why you act the way you act, and how you can also heal that. So it also can help with providing healing and closure. So if there's any unresolved emotions or regrets from your past, writing a letter to your younger self can really provide a sense of healing and closure. And it's a chance to offer forgiveness and compassion and acceptance to yourself, but to those in your childhood. you know like, it's so crazy because for us, we think our parents know everything and our parents know it all, but really our parents were just on the journey of trying to figure out life just like us. And so, it's crazy. We hold our parents to this super high standard, but then, I want my children to be extremely forgiving and understanding and compassionate and accepting with me and what I'm going through as well. And so, having that same deep understanding and compassion for your parents, that they are here on this earth living the experience and it's their first time here just like us, is such a beautiful way to really forgive your parents for not being perfect, or you really grew up with them. My dad was a little bit older. Well, not my dad, but my parents were a little bit older when they had me. But like, for instance, me with my children, I was young when I had my kids. So, you know, they kind of grew up with me, and having them kind of grow up with me, it just they've seen things, right? So extending that forgiveness and compassion to your parents, just like you want your kids to do with you. It also helps with the perspective and wisdom. So as you write to your younger self, you can share, wisdom and insights that you've gained over the years, and tell yourself, your younger child, that inner child, hey, you are okay, and you make it through, and you heal through that, and you get past that. And it's really for you to offer guidance and encouragement, and to support your younger self, so you feel your ego feels good and your younger self feels good, and that's really just you cultivating a good relationship with you. And then it also helps with gratitude and appreciation. So when you write that letter to your younger self, it allows you to express gratitude for the lessons that you have learned, and the challenges that you have overcome, and the growth that was experienced through that. I don't know about you, but I know I for sure can say I would not go back and change one single thing for my entire life, not one single thing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, I haven't made mistakes and I don't feel really bad about them, or didn't feel really bad about them. That is so furthest from the truth. But I would not change one single thing, because I love where I'm at right now. And I'm so grateful, thankful, blessed to be here, that, I wouldn't want to risk changing one single thing from my past to not get here to this point. So, from those lessons learned, those challenge overcome, and the growth that's experienced, it's really a chance to appreciate, your journey, and acknowledge your resilience, and appreciate where you are, and just find the gratitude in it. And then also it helps with, empowerment and growth. So when you reflect on your past and have that guidance to your younger self, you can empower yourself to make more positive changes in the present and in the future. So it's kind of like this reminder of your consistent strength and your capacity for growth. So, as you're writing to your younger self today, you know, in 30 years from now, you're going to be writing to another different younger version of you. And, you really just want to empower that part of you, and just make yourself feel really good with the letter. And like I said, don't forget to hug yourself after, and really take care of yourself after, and really spend your day today appreciating your childhood, and appreciating that you made it through in your younger self, and that you're just so much more wise and knowledgeable and strong, and just so much better now. So I hope that it feels very healing for you. Like I said, I do know that it can be heavy, so if you need assistance, please make sure that you reach out to your safe space. But writing that letter to your younger self is a personal and intro perspective um or intro perspective, I'm sorry, an introspective process. So, it really can bring that healing and self-discovering and that deeper connection with yourself. So, today, go ahead and do that, give it a try, and, see the positive impact that it can have on your life and, on your day and the situations of, growing up. I love you so much. I hope that day 6 meets you in a great place and in a great way. And like I said, make sure that you reach out to your safe space if needed after today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will catch y'all tomorrow.